Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over some of Slaughter's Marauders, Lowlight, Spirit, and Niyol from G.I. Joe Classified series. Now let's get to it. Lowlight's face looks really good, but there's a couple errors I'd like to point out. There's a drip of paint from his hat, and that doesn't look good at all. It's kind of a shame. His eyes look really sunken in too, and I don't know if that's normal or not, but it looks kind of weird to me, honestly. The rest of his head looks nice. The paint, aside from that splotch, is good on the hat, and the hair looks really nice too. And the lips are painted pretty well with a nice articulation scheme for Lowlight's head. It works out nicely. The body's kitted out with a couple of colors of brown and blue and green, and it looks really nice going all the way around. A couple grenades in the front and a pouch too. And the articulation is the same as we've seen before for every other Joe, basically. It works out really nice. The pinless tech is really awesome. I do like how this looks, works, and feels. And the legs, while a little bit bland, have a little bit of green on them as well as brown, and that sort of olive green looks really nice, and the black boots are cool too. And articulation is once again same as every other Joe. I think some of the best articulation in Hasbro's history has come from this line, and it all works out so well. Every joint is meticulously crafted and really cared for. I just think it's a really great piece and works so well. I love this a lot, and it's just great. The toupee goes upon the feet, have all the legalias you'll ever need, and this is a nice figure. Not my favorite, especially because of this splotch, but yeah, it's a good Lowlight in Marauder form. He comes with a knife and a communicator that we've already seen before. They look nice, but yeah, a lot of reuse here. They can be stored neatly in these pouches on his thighs though. He comes with a few lights that yes, we've seen before from his previous figure and fit well in his hands. He comes with a larger light over here as well as a satchel over here. I wish there was a bit of paint on it, but I do like the sculpt. It looks pretty good. He also comes with a sniper rifle thing done in a little bit of blue. It looks really nice. We've seen this with Zartan, I believe, the Master Disguise version, and it works out really well. And you can store both on his person. I think rifle then satchel works the best. He has a backpack you can store the lights on. It looks pretty nice. It's pretty huge, but yeah, I wish it was hollow or could open or something. That'd be great. And he comes with a pair of goggles that honestly are pretty ill-fitting. Not a big fan of them. They don't really work that well on this head, and yeah, it's just kind of, they were warped in the package, I think. And with Lowlight all kitted out, yeah, this doesn't really work at all. Sorry, this sniper rifle is just so long and cumbersome and not working with this strap. I just can't see this working. Sorry, Hasbro, try again later. Here are both versions of Lowlight, the regular Lowlight, I would guess, and we also have the Marauders version of Lowlight. I gotta say, they are both nice figures. Not my favorite Joes by a long shot. I'm not really sure which one I like better. I like the look of this one, but the loadout of this one a little bit better. I don't know. In any case, this is a way too huge of a case, and this is way too huge of a weapon. I'm not really sure. Maybe we need a third Lowlight to get everything sorted out. And Lowlight stands at about 6 inches tall next to his regular counterpart, and we're going to see even more Marauders right after this. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and hit the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. Spirit is probably my top 20 or top 15 Joes, and I really love how he looks, but this isn't it for me. The face needs to be a little more haggard, more worn, and way more angry / saddened by the state of the world. Yeah, this isn't it for me, honestly. I do love that they give a pattern to this bandana on top. It looks really nice, and the hair is awesome as always, but yeah, that face needs a little bit more wear and tear and wash. And the articulation is done very nicely, swivel, and then all the way around over here. Same sculpt as the previous head, but just not as good of a wash. The body is the exact same as the previous Spirit, and yeah, I'm not a big fan of this, honestly. I just love the previous Spirit so much, and this one is kind of a downgrade. I do like the blue, though, and the green is nice, but the brown's kind of dark. The Joe Pro does really pop out. These silver wristbands pop out as well as this over here, and the Joe Pro, too. Yeah, it's kind of a weird mix of muddy and flashy colors. And he also has the same articulation as the previous Spirit. Yeah, it's just the same down to the pins over here. Not a big fan of that, honestly. I wish it was better. Do better, Hasbro. The legs are the exact same too, but I love the colors on this. The black and blue works well for the boots. The green and other green work well for these parts as well. It all comes together very nicely. And the articulation is the same as every other Joe. Swivels as well as hinges, as well as more hinges and pivots, and then down and up and all the way around, working out really nice for this. The peg holes, the bottom, the feet are there, as well as the treads, the dark muddy brown on the bottom of the boots works out well for the mud, and I gotta say, this is nice, but not my favorite Joe, honestly. He comes with 2 knives, because of course he does. They look really nice, we've seen them before, and there's a rat skull on the bottom too, that's really neat. And this one's done in olive green too. He also comes with a shovel and a pistol, and the pistol does have a little hole for effects and stuff. We've seen the shovel before, we've seen the pistol before, but they're pretty nice and look really good. You can store the pistol in this pouch on his side, as well as this knife over here, and also this knife over here up there. He comes with a large rifle that's really nice. The scope is huge, and I love the colors on this. It's very old school. And you can also add a small magazine to it. Nice touch. This piece looks really nice, and I love how meticulous all the molding is over here, but I'm kind of wary about this strap. Will it fit on him? Let's find out. Actually, not half bad, considering he's going to be holding this with 2 hands. It works out really nice, and this is super cool, this look. He also comes with this large, chunky, clunky backpack with storage for the shovel and this weapon. It looks really nice, and you can actually fit it on here and on his arm. Really nice. He also comes with this weird 4-lensed glasses, goggles, sight thing. I really don't think he needs it though. Spirit's cool enough to see whatever he needs to see at the moment. Yeah, it doesn't look great on him. But what would Spirit be without an animal, bird, familiar companion? This is Niyol or Niyol, which means wind in Native American. Yes, I looked that up. The paint is really nice on this figure, and it's super cute and little. I just love it. And articulation is pretty good on this figure. Very well done for a little bird character. I just love this one. It's super nice, and I'm glad they give attention to a character, at least an animal character from G.I. Joe. And this bird taking flight, of course, has these wings. They are very rubbery and not really that sturdy, but they work well in the ball joint. Just careful twisting them. They're kind of difficult. And Niyol can, of course, fit on Spirit's glove. It works really nice. It just pegs in, and it's a nice little treat. My big issue, though, is there's no ports on the backpack. That's a shame. And here is the Marauders Spirit over here next to the regular Spirit over here. This one, for me, definitely takes the cake. For me, it's way more Native American motifs, whereas this one kind of blends into the regular Joes. I love the diversity when it comes to Joes, and it's really nice to see. What I also love is the perch up here for freedom. It's so great, whereas this one doesn't have that, and it's kind of a shame we lost that. We could have done this backpack in a different color, sadly, Hasbro. I must say, though, my biggest improvement that this one makes over this one is the little rat skull up there. It's really cool to have that colored versus this. It's kind of a shame. But all that being said, if I could find a way to get rid of this figure and keep the bird, I'd probably would. And here is the Marauders Barbecue next to the Marauders Lowlight and Marauders Spirit with, I guess, Marauders Niyol. And even though I like these two, I love this one. The color scheme is really nice, even if the hip articulation isn't that great. The blue, light blue, and green really shine. For the 2-pack, there is an under-reliance of that blue, which makes me think, are these guys a part of the Night Force or something? They're too bland and drab and not as colorful. And now it just makes me want a little bit of blue on this bird. That'd be so cool. Give it a little mohawk or something. I don't know. A mohawk on a falcon would be kind of weird. Overall, Marauders. Lowlight is a decent figure. I do like all the accessories, yet I find they don't come together in a cohesive way. The large rifle is very cumbersome and hard to fit on the body with all the existing accessories, and while I do love the satchel, it may not be needed. I also wish that big light had some color on it too. It's a shame. Spirit is a great figure, and the original is one of my favorites, yet this one isn't too grand. I really like the weapons loadout as well as Niyol, yet the figure himself doesn't really give me the pizzazz the previous one did. It's mostly down to the face. If they gave it a more weathered look like the previous one, I definitely love this figure. And as for Niyol, even though he's a repaint, I love this figure. He's so cute. Little bird man, just adorable. I love it a lot. But sadly, both these figures do not have the color scheme I would want. It needs a lot more bright blue to attract my attention and look really great for these figures. It's probably a camouflage thing, but if it were up to me, I would make these figures decked out in brightest of blues. If you're a fan of G.I. Joe, the G.I. Joe Classified series, or Slaughter and his Marauders, then you'll love these figures. They're really good. But I would be hesitant on getting them if you already have the previous figures in your collection. These don't beat those. But make no mistake, all these repaints are giving me a headache. Anyone have any tie Niyol? So which figure here is your favorite? Lowlight, Spirit, or Niyol? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com for more reviews like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and keep being creative. Stay tuned.